Everyone says that the 401k match is basically free money. But what if it's actually a trap when you don't like your job? I mean, having a match for your 401k when your employer provides it may sound great, but I take a much different approach to it. And, for someone who's still in the corporate grind right now, and why I look at it differently, I have a much different perspective on it, and that's what I want to talk about in today's video. So, I used to chase, the match early on in my career. It definitely was something where I felt that, it was a really good deal. And a lot of people who are employed, or if they have an employer that will provide a 401k match to them, will take it on. I mean, what's wrong with free money, you ask? And sure, it can be free money, but I also know that if you're not in a good position, or maybe you're looking to get out of that job or leave your employer, then you know it may not be worth it. And so you may feel like that you're leaving money on the table if you don't max out. But the more that I've hated my job, which I do, and the more I realize that the match is quietly keeping me stuck there a lot longer, uh, it really is a it can be a trap and something that you don't want to uh, get into longer, especially if you're looking to leave your job soon. And so, with that, if you're someone who is taking advantage of the match and you're getting that free money, but you still dread going to work every week, then it can feel like a trap. Now, what I've been doing now, I have a 401k with an employer. I really have no choice. They automatically enrolled me into one. I wish I could roll that over into my Roth IRA so that way that money can be put into better use, but I'm just going to have to wait a bit. And it's going to be a couple years or maybe sooner until I leave, that employer eventually. And at that point, I'll have the opportunity to roll that 401k into a Roth IRA where I can use that money better to trading. And I will say that uh, I stopped doing that whole match thing because, yeah, I'm missing out on free money, you might say, but I am actively looking to get out of my job. It's going to take a while, but when I get to that point, I'll be able to, uh, roll over that 401k because I do have quite a bit of money in that account, and I'd rather be used to, you know, trade in the market. So, and I will say that, men in my age group, 20s, 30s, even 40s, no, we don't want to be in handcuffs at our jobs. What we want is freedom. And although the 401k match does sound great on paper, it can keep you loyal to a job that you hate, just to quote, not leave money behind, but instead of pouring that energy into doing something else. And wouldn't you rather spend your time and energy into doing things that really matter to you rather than working at an office job where you're just shuffling papers around, or you're dealing with people with attitudes and people who don't want to be at work and they're just going to give you a hard time? What's so fun about that? So, and I get it. You know, the match is great, but if you're not enjoying your job, then that's something you have to change. And with it, you can't see it as like an opportunity to, look to make money elsewhere. I mean, you can create a 401, well, not just a 401k, but you can start a Roth IRA where you can contribute or put money into it. Or even better, you can look into uh, trading that Roth IRA where you can make a hell lot more money. I know if you were to trade options or that. I won't get into it here, but that's what I do, and I really uh, continue to contribute to my Roth IRA because that is the best path to, I think, building a secure retirement, and it can do wonders for you. So, but I will say, here's a couple things to take away from this 401k match, or kind of like this trap that people get into, or they fall for it. First one is that it creates golden handcuffs. It feels like free money, but vesting schedules and the tax rules can quietly lock you into staying into that longer than you want. And understand that uh, you can't take that money out. That's going to sit there until you decide to leave your employer, and maybe you'll take it out. Or if you decide that you want to roll it over into another retirement account, then uh, that's that. Second thing is that it distracts you from building real freedom. You end up obsessing over the corporate perks rather than just finding other ways to build wealth. And you want to use it as a way to get out at a reasonable age. And then finally, you know, if you really feel like the match is worth it, then you might as well just take it. But don't let it run your life. And so I'd say contribute just enough to get the full match, but redirect your time, your focus, and your money into, you know, doing things like trading or starting a business, and look to use that to as your escape fund. So, the 401k isn't free money when it keeps you stuck in a job you hate. So, you do have options. If you feel like the match is worth it, then take it, but don't let it trap you. You know, the nice thing is that if you're employed with someone, you do have income coming in. And, if you are enrolled in the 401k, but you can't take it out, then understand that you do have other options. And so this leads me to saying that you do have other alternatives to like traditional savings and retirement savings. And that's what I talk about in my latest ebook called Pennyful versus Cashflow. In this ebook, I talk about some of the best alternatives to savings accounts, whether that's a traditional savings or even a high yield savings. I'm not all for that, but there are other ways you can do it. And I do talk about one of those alternatives as a great way to uh, build long term wealth and also to secure your retirement. One of them is options trading. And with trading, I trade a Roth IRA, which at this point in time, uh, what went from a starting balance of $4,000, it's now well over $25,000. And looking at the compound interest, if I make 1% a week, uh, it's astonishing to see where it's going to be in 5 or 10 years. At this point, in 10 years, that's going to be a seven-figure account. And I'm not joking. So if that's something that intrigues you, or you want to think differently about how you want to build up your retirement savings, then be sure to check out this ebook. You can click on the link in the video description below or scan the QR code at the end of the video and grab your free copy. You get on my email list and really explore this better alternative. So, but you got this. Don't let the quote free money keep you chained. And that's all I got for now. Until next time, peace.